My first memory was almost like when you're dreaming and you're falling and you hit the bottom and you wake up.
Mm-hmm.
That was my first memory, but I didn't wake up here. I was inside my mother's womb. Well, I know we're starting a bit late. We're trying to get some stuff loaded up that we won't be able to use, so we're going to do it a little differently now. We're going to do it manually, eye to eye, person to person. I'm Terrence Howard, and I'm so honored to have been invited here to speak at Oxford. Ask any question that you've ever had about anything in the
No,
universe.
I don't know. I don't want to know.
I mean, literally, I'm
just
saying
I
ask
don't know.
any question that you've ever wanted to know about the fundamentals of how the universe behaves, and I have the answer. And I realized, my God, if I had followed my proper course, I could have saved my mother, because the knowledge that I had, I had the grand unified field equation. I had already put that together at 7, 8. Anybody in here that thinks 1 times 1 equals 1, then you give me 2 pounds and I'll give you a pound back. And we'll call that even, right? Because 1 times 1 equals 1. Mm-hmm. And what is it? What is multiplication but exaggerated addition? If you're going to multiply 1 times 1, you can't call it multiplying if it's going to equal 1. You cannot call that multiplication, because to multiply means to make more. Plain, simple, close the door. My dad had just gotten out of prison, for manslaughter. I didn't have much, but I said to him, I want to know how everything works. And at that moment, he used his left hand and he opened up the door. And there was this mansion, big brown doors. And inside of it was this crystalline flowers, big crystalline flowers, like a giant, like 5 feet across. And every time I tried to see his face, he would reach in and hand me another shape. And I was so fascinated with the shapes because they didn't look like the platonic solids. They didn't look like anything I'd ever seen before. And he would hand me these shapes, and each shape was different and amazing. And I woke up from that dream. But after that moment, anytime something strange would happen in a dream, I had the powers of inception. Anytime I would be naked at school, I would say, I'm not naked. I must be dreaming. And immediately, I would run out of the school or run out of wherever I was, and I would find that mansion again. And I had access to all the knowledge. The proof of it is the 97 patents that I have now. The proof of it is the industries that I've innovated.
Terrence Howard here. You made huge headlines when you said, after you complete these 15 episodes of Empire, you got to walk away for a while or forever?
For good. I mean, everyone keeps trying to tell me, don't say it's forever. But I've spent 37 years pretending to be people so that people can pretend to watch and enjoy what I'm doing, when I've made some discoveries in my own personal life with the science that, Pythagoras was searching for. I was able to open up the flower of life properly and find the real wave conjugations that we've been looking for 10,000 years. Why would I continue, walking on water for tips when I've got an entire generation to teach a whole new world?
That's a big remark.
Yeah.
What do you intend to do?
Well, let me put it this way. All energy in the universe is expressed in motion. All motion is expressed in waves. All waves are curved. So where does the straight lines come from to make the platonic solids? There are no straight lines. So when I took the flower of life and opened it properly, I found a whole new wave conjugations that expose the in-between spaces. It's the thing that holds us all together. On Tuesday, when I receive my star, I'm going to be able to prove that gravity is only an effect and not a force. I'm putting something on YouTube where I will build the planet Saturn without gravity and build the Milky Way galaxy without gravity.
Did you also say you're getting your star?
Yeah.
Can you imagine if Jesus showed up every day at 5:30? Okay, yeah, y'all, at 6 o'clock, I'm gonna walk on the water. pay the money because I'm going to walk on water. And he did that every day. Me as an actor is literally, I consider it as Jesus walking on water for tips.
Wow.
3 weeks later, this is the one that I've been with for 12 years. When she came in, I literally, that whole thunderstruck that you talk about, we were having a conversation eye to eye without speaking. And she was sitting with another gentleman at a table having lunch. And she made it clear without saying a word to me that I knew eternity. I knew I'd been around for thousands of lifetimes because when I saw her, the moment I saw her, everything, I realized I'd been looking for her for 1,000 lifetimes and didn't even know. And that's the connection that it wasn't best sex in the world. It was everything that I could imagine. All of this, I can sit up here and tell you guys that, you know what, I'm the smartest man in the world. I figured out what Da Vinci and none of them could do. The truth is, you really want to know the truth? This may be crazier than the fiction. The truth is, I woke up inside my mother's womb at about 6 months of age. I woke up inside of there. Like, boom. I don't know what had happened. Maybe my mother went through some trauma or whatever. But I woke up and I was like, oh, God, I'm here. I'm here. Don't forget. This is truth. What Da Vinci tried to do at 80, I did at 6 years old because I had been working on it perhaps from a past life. Because I was angry. I was really angry. And I was going to use all of the knowledge that I had and I was going to destroy mankind.
Oh my God, right out of Marvel.
I was like, yeah, I was about to, but then...
Well, I'm glad you didn't.
Now I know I'm here to help mankind.
So you're saying £1 times £1 is equal to £2, but it's £1 squared, which doesn't make any sense because you've got a squared unit.
Squared. £1 squared.
Can you divide pounds? Can you divide money? If you can divide it, you can multiply it. All these things that I showed you guys, I've patented all these things. So I copywrote all these things and patented all these things before bringing them to you. They are true.
It's a matter of definition. A pound squared is not a unit defined.
A pound squared.
If you multiply by mathematical convention, if you multiply 1 pound by 1 pound, same as if you multiply 1 meter by 1 meter, it should be 1 pound squared or 1 square meter.
It becomes 2. Why does it become 1 pound squared is 2, isn't it? The first rule of multiplication...
Okay, then where's the difference between addition and multiplication?
Well, multiplication is what? Exaggerated addition. Isn't it?
But isn't it a matter of mathematical convention?
What is?
If it was defined in the beginning, it could have been defined differently, but logical, it makes the most sense.
Mic, darling.
Sorry. Isn't it a matter of mathematical convention? If you define beforehand that something, logically, it makes the most sense that 1 times 1, if you have one laptop, 1 times a laptop is 1 laptop, that makes more sense than you say it's 2 laptops.
Man, don't turn my phone off. Don't do that. Every time I get ready, well, because I know they're watching me right now, and they're mad at me.
Who's they?
The people that want that. Our entire world economy is based off of the politicians and the authorities that give the politicians their accreditation. And those authorities, those universities, are all based, their entire curriculum is based off the Platonic solids. And our world economy is based off of 1 times 1 equaling 1.
You think they fuck with your phone?
Oh, I'm sure of it, because now I have to turn it off for a
Do you
second.
ever drop your phone? You ever drop your phone?
I've dropped my phone a number of times, but...
You ever think that might be what's going on with your
and
phone?
then I buy another phone, and the same thing happens. I'm 5
you get
minutes...
burners?
I used to, but then my wife would think I was cheating.
Yeah.
So I was like, no, I don't need that.
You could always get a phone that you don't use as anything other than contact a couple people.
Yeah, but that would work. But I'm like, if they're going to hear, they're going to hear. This is a gift to the world on its birthday. Happy birthday. My friends, my fellow seekers of truth, and all those who have ever gazed up at the stars and and pondered the infinite dance of the cosmos. Today, we gather at the threshold of a new understanding. This is the dawn of a new understanding. Let us step forward together on March 20th, 2025. This is the day the three-body enigma was solved. Happy birthday, world. 1.414213562373095 ... is the square root of 2. But we know that that's not the case because it's illogical. That loop makes it invalid. Because rational is sane.
It's
rational makes sense. Rational is predictable. Irrational is crazy.
I'm afraid that is all we have time for. So please join me in thanking.